Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And today it really is welcome to Talk Barca B, because today we are going to be discussing whether or not Garcia, Pimienta's men can do the impossible this season. Can they make the great escape in the Segunda Division? And exactly what is the situation right now at Barca B? What are their problems? What do they need to do better? And most importantly today, we are going to be discussing exactly what the B team should be. What should it represent? What should it be to our emerging young stars, and what do we need to do to give more of these players a chance to make the step up to the first team? So all of that is going to be discussed in today's video, and I don't usually do this, guys, but if you did like this video on Barca B, please do give it a like. I don't usually say this because a lot of you guys like the videos anyway, some of you even before the videos start, so thank you for all of your support. If you do like this kind of video though, please do let me know, because in future I will then try to make it more of a feature if you guys are enjoying it. But with all that aside, let's do this. But first of all, let's discuss the situation right now that has unfolded at Barcelona B this season, and basically what has left them in this very, very desperate situation. And for me, it all starts at the top with the planning, with the recruitment, and finally, it does rest with the coach. Last summer, you'll remember, announcement after announcement after announcement when it came to new signings at Barcelona B. There was genuinely probably a new signing there every single week of the summer. There was a huge intake of players from outside the club, and suddenly it was a case of having to cram them all in together, try to make a team out of it, and do the best with what you've got. And that is not only a recipe for disaster at any club, but specifically Barcelona B, where the team has always been made up of mostly homegrown talent. And when you don't have that, you really do run the risk of losing all of its essence, all of its philosophy, and that's what I see happening this season. We've always developed from within, we've always tried to push up players through the ranks at Barca who already understand the way of playing, and this season that simply has not been the case. Too many players brought in from outside, and it has affected the balance. And look, I can understand bringing in a select few players from outside to bring some experience and know-how as they re-entered the Segunda Division. I absolutely understand the need to do that, but to bring in so many players like they did, it must have been disheartening for the group that got them there, the group that got them promoted from the Segunda B Division to the Segunda. It must have made those guys just suffer a bit in terms of what they did, and it maybe not being appreciated. Those players, they want to see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. They need to keep those players motivated. You've got to keep them believing that there is a path in the B team and then to the first team, and I just don't think that's been there this season. Their confidence would have taken a hit. Those homegrown players must have been thinking, are we even going to get a chance with all these players being brought in? And all of that collectively has definitely impacted the team and hit them very, very hard. And then, like I say, there is the coach. There is the matter of the coach who puts it all together, who puts the team out there, who has a style of play that he wants to work with, and that solely rests with Gerard Lopez for the majority of this season, who indeed got Barca B promoted to the Segunda, so that naturally he deserves a chance, he deserves a shot at the Segunda Division, but the board for me took far, far, far too long to relieve him of his duties. It was very, very clear, even after just a few months of the season, that things weren't working. It simply was not working under Gerard Lopez, and as far as the season went in terms of the performances and the results, as time went on, it deteriorated and deteriorated, and that's why on April the 25th, Gerard Lopez's contract was finally terminated, and in came the UEFA Youth League winning coach, Garcia Pimienta. And let's make it absolutely clear right here and right now, if Pimienta does steer Barcelona B away from relegation, he really would have achieved an absolute miracle, because it wasn't just the league position that was bad when he was brought in. He was brought in with just 6 games of the league season to go, and he took over an absolute mess. And in terms of the results, it was very poor. Performances looked absolutely nothing like a Barcelona team. There was no identity there, there was no style of play, there was no way of working, nothing whatsoever. And that really isn't how any Barcelona team, not through any different rank, they shouldn't look like that. Because to be honest, I think very, very often people do get the wrong idea about Barcelona B and its purpose to the first team, because this is not really a team who's supposed to be successful just by means of results. It's all about the performances, the style, the identity, and basically what you want to do is give these young players a platform on which they can develop and best prepare themselves to eventually perhaps reach the first team. That's what you want Barca B to do. It's there as a platform. We don't expect Barcelona B to be at the top of Segunda, winning games all the time. It's not what we can expect from them. But what we do expect is to see a Barcelona youth team playing the Barcelona way, looking like a Barcelona team, and most importantly, giving opportunities to those promising young players and relying primarily on those homegrown talents. And this season, it hasn't always been like that. And that is simply why the appointment of Garcia, Pimienta, it excites me so much. It really, really does. For the first time in a long, long time, I've got a bit of hope there with Barcelona B. It feels good. And when he was appointed as coach of Barca B, he spoke about bringing back those exact values. He spoke about playing in a certain way, in a certain style, and he actually said in his first press conference as Barcelona B manager, he said, the only way I know is the Barcelona way, and that's the way I'm going to do things. That is exactly what we want to see with the Barcelona B team. And the best thing about Pimienta is that it's not just all talk. He's not somebody who's just going to come in, say the right things, and do something completely different. We've seen the evidence of what already he can do with his UEFA Youth League winning team. That featured the likes of Puig, Miranda, Abel Ruiz, exciting young players who could really be big stars in years to come. And we've already seen it in a very short time that he's had to work at Barca B. We've already seen evidence that he can play some quality football and at the same time get some results doing it. For instance, his first game was away at Almeria. That was just 3 days after he was appointed as the B team coach, and the changes then already were clear to see. There was a clear change in philosophy, a clear change in the mindset of the players. Barcelona B, away at Almeria, enjoy very nearly 70% possession. They had 17 attempts on goal, more than double that of the home opposition, but unfortunately they did end up just losing the game by a 1-0. But despite that loss, this was promising. This was a good start. It gave the players belief again. They genuinely felt then they belonged in this league. They could go to teams and dominate the ball, and that gave them real belief and a real platform really to build on. And his next match was along the very same lines. Some very good work, some very, very good foundations, but it just wasn't quite there. They again lost by a single goal, this time at home, and despite enjoying more possession and again 20 attempts in total on goal, again more than double their opponents, they just about lost the game. But it was in Pimienta's third game that Barcelona B well and truly arrived, and this really was a sensational win. They won by 3-2 away at Sporting Gijón, who are currently the third best team in the Segunda Division, and they were absolutely brilliant in the way they just kept bouncing back every single time. They kept coming, they kept doing it. Carlos Alenia got the opener on the day. That was assisted by Marc Cucurella before Sporting Gijón hit back to make it 1-1. But then Barcelona B didn't give up. Marc Cardona scored to see Barcelona go in 2-1 at half time. Again though, Sporting, being the good team that they are, the good players that they do have, they hit back to make it 2-2 with just half an hour of the game to go. But Barcelona B were not going to be denied, and this was the game for me which showed everything that we need. Not only could they mix it with the best and play some good football, playing an attacking brand and keeping the ball and doing it and looking very, very nice, but this showed fight, it showed determination, something that we hadn't seen at Barcelona B for several months now. A group of players who are willing to come together and work. That's what we want to see, and Newell scored the winner 9 minutes from time to secure a stunning 3 points and a real statement win for Barcelona B. They could genuinely do this. And 8 games later, in Barcelona B's latest game, it was a very similar story. Cardona scoring twice and Newell Leiva once again were on the score sheet as Barcelona beat Cadiz 3-1 at the Mini Estadi, another team who were in the promotion playoff places, another good side that Barcelona B simply swept aside, securing yet another vital 3 points, and that was their first time that they'd had back-to-back wins since early February. And it was a really, really good game, really good foundations, really good play, and the only disappointment really of Pimienta's reign at Barcelona B so far is basically that the teams around Barcelona B have also been picking up points. You know, the likes of Cordoba, Gimnastic, Almeria, they're all fighting for their lives down there, and they have been picking up points too. If they hadn't, Barcelona B's situation right now would look a lot more encouraging. But with 2 absolutely colossal games of this season to go, first of all, this Sunday they head to Albacete and they'll be looking for their 3rd straight victory. Albacete currently are 15th in the Segunda, and they're actually still in a relegation fight themselves. But if Barcelona B can win this game, they will go into their final game of the season at home with some real belief of getting out of this mess. They can do this, and then in the final match of their season, it will be a tough one against 4th place, promotion-chasing Real Zaragoza at the Mini Estadi. And if it goes to the final day, I would really hope that the locals will get to the stadium, support the boys, get behind our guys, because it's going to be incredible if they can pull this off. If they make this happen, it will be an unbelievable achievement for the coach, for the players, for this club, and not only for Barcelona B, but for the future. Because under Pimienta, if we can remain in the Spanish second division, if we can keep going at that level, developing our players, I think the future under him with these group could look very bright for our youth development. And I'm saying that for the first time in a long time. So that is basically the latest on all things Barcelona B, guys. I'm really hoping that on Sunday they can get those 3 points away at Albacete and really give this a good go. I'm sorry that it's taken so long this season to actually give you a video on Barcelona B. It was really difficult to find the time during the season to do it, but I'm so glad that I've been able to do it now. And like I say, if this is something that you do enjoy, I can certainly make it a more regular feature. Just let me know in the comments down below, and let me know as well what you think of this team. What do you think of Pimienta? How do you think the future looks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys, and I will see you very soon indeed with more videos. Thanks for watching, but until then, as always, Visca El Barça!